My special guest today on Newshour Direct is Sajjad Lone of the People's Conference, fighting a tough election, comes back into electoral politics after a long time, has a strategic tie-up with the BJP, and many people believe that Sajjad could be the BJP's partner if they come anywhere close to coming to power. So before I begin, let me first, begin by congratulating you for fighting the election in the way that you are, Sajjad. And I think many people know the tough times and the losses that your family has suffered. And your father was himself killed when he came into mainstream politics. So before we start, just want a more personal question. Was it a tough decision for you, Sajjad, to fight this election, to put yourself in the electoral fray?
Now, first of all, I would want to make it clear, I am not a strategic ally of any party. We're fighting on our own. And I had fought Parliament unsuccessfully in 2009. We fielded a candidate in 2014 in the Parliament. So it was natural that I, fight the Assembly elections. And I'm very happy that at least, it's given me the time, it's given me the chance to actually go into the hinterland, village by village, from Parliament till now, and look at the problems, the poverty staring at us, and how helpless the people are and how much they need.
No, but Sajjad, if you're not a strategic ally of the BJP, which you say, so why did you meet Mr. Modi before the elections? I mean, you could have met him after the elections.
Look, I'll tell you, one of the reasons that people find it odd that I met Mr. Modi is that in the previous two governments, which were UPA governments, I never got a chance to meet anybody. Even when it came to personal issues like the pending visa of my wife for 2 years, they were denied a visa, and I wanted to meet the Home Minister. He was not granted an audience. And all of a sudden, now the Prime Minister, I meet the Prime Minister.
That's not convincing.
It looks
No, that's not convincing. That's not convincing, well, Mr. Lone. It's not convincing.
Arnab, what
yes.
I'm saying. You might not be convinced, that's your business. My business is that what I'm telling you, that's it.
Yeah, but I'll tell you now, I want to be convinced that your views on Indian democracy and Indian politics and the Indian constitution have changed. Mr. Lone, in April 2009, ahead of the general elections, when you were contesting you said, and I quote, "I'll be pained to take the oath under the Indian constitution." Do you still hold that view, Mr. Lone?
No, you see, time has evolved. I'm fighting now. I'm fighting elections. That was the first time I fought. And, I wouldn't repeat such a thing today. But at the same time, I'm not saying goodbye to what Kashmir means to me and what the concept of aspirations is in Kashmir is. Yes, I would want our Kashmiri brothers, we all to be realistic and see what is and make a distinction.
Do you regret the comment of April 2009 when you said, "I'll be pained to take the oath under the Indian constitution"?
Look, Arnab, I am having a wonderful time. It's election day. I don't want to say anything controversial. I don't regret anything in life. I love my life. I'm an adventurist. I like adventures. I love risks. What I said at that time is what I said.
But did you not disrespect the Indian constitution? As someone who will be contesting the elections in India, do you believe the Indian constitution holds supreme?
I have no disrespect, no hate for anybody. Question doesn't arise. Never. No, question doesn't arise.
Okay, so
if my utterances at any time, gave that impression, maybe I did not put it the right way.
No, because now you've been a separatist in the past, and now you're part of the electoral process. Do you believe, like all of us believe, like I believe, like everyone watching the program across the country believes, that Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India?
Yeah, it is. When do I say it's not? But yes, there is an issue also. There's a Kashmir issue also. There is a problem of competencies of the state government, which have been eroded by successive Congress governments and need to be restored. That's also an issue. It's all about, the problem is we get into debate of polemics. What I would put it in very mildly and say there is a power sharing structure between the regional government and the central government. The central government is Delhi, of course, New Delhi. And regional government is the J&K state. The competencies that the state government enjoyed have been diluted by successive Congress governments in the last 6 decades, and I would want them to be restored.
Absolutely. No, but Mr. Lone, you see, your position you're very important, because the general view is that the BJP will find it difficult to go either with the National Conference or with the PDP. So you could be the regional pivot if there is to be an understanding. And I believe that you have your every political reason not to reveal it till all the counting and elections are over. But I still need to ask you, Mr. Do you agree with the views of the BJP on Article 370?
No, I don't. I believe that Article 370 has to be enhanced and augmented. There are disagreements, ideological disagreements between parties. That's why they are different.
Do you agree with the BJP government's decision to call off talks with Pakistan after the envoy met the Hurriyat in Delhi?
I don't get excited by diplomatic ups and downs. I really don't. I think they should talk. I also know your waves about talks with Pakistan, but as someone who's at the receiving end or has been at the receiving end out here in Kashmir, I really think that there are two modes of resolving conflicts. One is the gun, the other is the dialogue. 1 out of 100 times, if you ask me, I would vote for the dialogue, not for the gun.
Do you agree with their demand? Do you agree with the demand for separate settlements for Kashmiri pundits?
Kashmiri pundits are our brothers, and whatever we have, we will discuss amicably with them. I went to Jammu, met my pundit brothers, had a lovely time with them. Trust me, Arnab, don't think I am sidestepping any question, but I was in tears last night because 2 pundits, young men who work in MNCs in Delhi, came all the way to Jammu just to vote for me. And, I have a lovely relationship with them. I want them, they should, whatever they want. They've been in pain, they've been in pain, they've seen pain. We will abide by whatever they want, But it has to come from Kashmiri pundits, the majority of Kashmiri pundits. Me or you, who are we? They've seen the pain and they will decide.
Omar Abdullah has called you an RSS stooge. He has claimed that you will help the RSS abrogate Article 370 and Muslim personal law to damage the state's demography and cultural character.
No. You see, the point is, Omar Abdullah, I don't know why he said all this. I really am surprised. Normally, I always thought he was a very decent guy. And
why are you being diplomatic?
At times of the way I... No, I'll tell you why. Because I think when I talked to Times Now that day, I'm not the sort of person who would respond the way I did. He made personal remarks and I also made personal remarks. But Mr. Omar Abdullah has been patronized by the same RSS and the BJP when he was some 30 years old guy, and we in an election which could not even remotely be called fair, or participative, became a parliament member and was made a minister, and he was the face of the BJP for 5 years. Now, at times shamelessness, acquires new meanings, wherein that person will accuse a person who has never smelt power, never seen power, not even remotely been near power, or have any formal relationship till date with the BJP. Accusing me, one should look inwards and see that, am I in a position to accuse a person?
Yes.
Then making these mandars. What mandars, man? I don't have a mandar at home. Let Umar check. He will have at least 3 or 4 mandars at home.
I mean, I don't see any space for religion at all in politics. You know my views on that. We've disagreed on many occasions in the past, but on that, I think we are on the same page. Now, more at a personal level, Sajjad, you fear for your life, because, your family has suffered, and your father was assassinated when he came into mainstream politics. And I began by saying that for all my numerous disagreements with you over the years, Sajjad, and we have had many, I do admire the way in which you've come forward and are fighting the elections. Do you fear for your life, your personal safety?
Well, I do. I'm a human being. Who would not be scared? And the way I campaigned, I was in the middle of the crowds always. And especially after meeting Mr. Modi, the way PDP and National Conference created that miasma or created a situation, a debate, as if everything wrong that is going to happen to Kashmir is going to happen through my hands. Now, put it in the perspective. Here I am, being accused or a frenzy being whipped up by the National Conference and the PDP. Mr. Mufti has Z plus security. His daughter has Z plus security. So does Mr. Omar Abdullah. Now, firmly ensconced in their secure homes or secure environments, they make insecure a person who also has that security, not Z plus, but is not being given because, I'm the stepbrother. I'm the one who was an ex-separatist. And then I even requested them to enhance my security after meeting Mr. Modi, especially the way they're whipping up, because the same way my father was killed. You know what happened? They started a discourse, a hostile discourse, which ended up in him being killed. And when I said they're white-collar killers, knowing fully well that this frenzy could end up in a murder. They willfully do it. That if not politically, at least let us get him out physically. So I want to let everybody know that these so-called gentlemen, the so-called well-mannered, well-behaved, polite people who wine and dine in Delhi across various, elite societies, when it comes to Kashmir, they're cold-blooded, white-collar killers. Engaging or starting a discourse which they know will end up in a dead body. I am thankful, I'm thankful to my Allah that nothing happened, but they had left no stone unturned to get me bumped off in this election.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
Well, because my father was killed after the same discourse. A violent, hostile discourse started at that time, and finally it consumed his life.
Now, you say that people have spared no turns. Who are you talking about to get you bumped off in the elections? Those were your words. Who are you talking of?
I'm talking of those parties. I'm talking of National Conference. I'm talking of PDP. They are the ones who have started this discourse. They spew venom privately. They use the Facebook, the Twitter, and the anonymous users. We all know who they are. The way they speak, oh my God, Arnab, when I was campaigning here, these two parties would have people, shout slogans, Jo Modi ka yaar hai, gaddar hai, gaddar hai. I live in the border areas. This is the gateway of militancy, okay? Apart from that, what the press did not pick up is that the National Conference candidate would say, if you don't vote for me, don't vote for Sajjad, vote for PDP. And the PDP would say vice versa. The press did not even pick up that the PDP and NC have an alliance when it comes to keeping PC out. Unfortunately, the press didn't pick it up. They said
you're
it
saying,
you're
saying that the hate campaign has been built up against you by the PDP who would like to see you bumped off. That's what you're saying.
And I'm not, and the NC, all I'm saying is that they are not naive to understand that it could get someone killed. They know that it has got people killed in the past, that hostile discourses have got people killed in the past in Valley. So many leaders, so many young men, and it could get people killed. Let them answer it. Let them answer it, and for God's sake, I mean, say, let these, make them insecure like me. When they make a speech, you have to make a 40-feet space, then barbed wire, then His Highness the leaders come and address the crowds. I am in the middle of the crowd. My Allah is with me. I'm not scared that way. My Allah is with me. My Allah has saved me. But they left no stone unturned to make me feel insecure. This is a reality. You can check on the last 25 years how people have been killed. A discourse starts, a hostile discourse, and months, weeks, days later the person is killed. Why don't you see? Same happened to Maulana Shaukat, same happened to my father, so many other examples. And are they kids? Don't they know what they were doing?
Well, all I can say, Sajjad, is that you fought a tough election. You should be safe. You should certainly be safe. And I think one thing which you've said which will resonate everywhere, because I believe that every single vote here is a vote which is a vote of belief in Indian democracy. And you come on this program and you say Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India. I think that's a very important comment. Sajjad, be safe, and thank you for talking to me on Times Now on the Newshour tonight.